Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, guess what? It's time for another video! Hey, how's everyone doing today? It's Ash the Coyote coming at you with a fresh take on an old topic. Fursuiting is an integral part of our community. So many people suit, and of course there are a metric fox ton of ways to suit. Pretty much if you can think of a way to suit, someone is out there doing it, but this particular style has some folks really bent out of shape. Poodling. You heard it here first, folks. Furries hate poodles. Just kidding. Poodling is basically just wearing a head and hand paws with no sleeves or jacket like you would with a traditional partial. So what's the big deal? Why does it even matter? And who actually cares? Let's find out. Are you tired of zips that just won't unzip? Is heat stroke getting you down? Ever wish that there was a cooler way to suit on those hot and sunny days? Now there is! Poodling is the hot new way to rock that fursuit and look hecking cool doing it. Simply remove your bodysuit, add paws, tail, and you're done. Now you can go outside, dance in your suit, make sorbet, you can poodle all day. But wait, there's more! Poodling now comes in extra fresh tank top guy, and I'm not sure what I'm doing here, Coyote. Don't wait, act now! Poodling may cause irrational reactions and responses to self-expression. Do so at your own caution. Remember, furry's about having fun. Unless someone doesn't like the way that you're having fun, then it isn't, so do better at having fun like they have fun, or else. The argument against poodling is that it ruins the magic. For those of you not in the know, the term originates from theme park mascots and the idea that by removing elements of their suit while visible in the public eye, it would ruin the magic of the performance for the kids. I mean, I get that. Seeing a mascot without its head on at a theme park is terrifying, but Furry is not a theme park attraction. We are a community built on the pillars of individualism and expression. Our suits aren't some characters from a TV show, they are representations of ourselves. I am frankly tired of people trying to police self-expression in the fandom. How someone wants to wear their suit is no one else's business but their own. For whatever reason, the fandom, despite being a very accepting place, can sometimes cause a whirlwind of drama and silliness for no other reason than X person over here doesn't like what Y person over there is doing. Instead of being reasonable and having discussions, they just play the call-out game and try and get each other to stop doing whatever it is that they're doing. Sorry, individuality doesn't work that way. Alright, so before we dive too deep into this section, I want to say a few things. First, I've blurred out all the names of all the individuals in the discussion because I don't want folks on either side of the argument to be targeted in any way. Art shown in a couple of the images belongs to their respective artists with their signatures visible on the picture. And finally, a lot of this drama happened on Twitter, so I will be showing a lot of stuff from Twitter. I'm going to start with how I first found out about this whole discussion. It was this tweet right here. At first glance, it all seems super inflammatory, like both sides were just tearing into each other over something that is honestly kinda silly. Like, who actually cares about how someone wears their suit? I've got some advice for you. You ready for it? Lean close and listen hard. It's not your choice. At this point, I decided to do a little sleuthing, and began exploring the original tweet. Now, the OP claims that the tweet was meant to be a play on a meme, and that they polarized it for humor. I mean, it is kinda ridiculous, but I can see how it plays differently for folks and can come off as kinda serious. Whether it's a joke or not, stereotypes haunt us all, especially in communities like ours. The idea that these traits apply to a specific age range or mindset is pretty out there. I have met and seen folks of all ages behave like the early 2000s furs, and the same goes for the 2019 furs. It's all a matter of perspective and the folks that you meet. Consider this if you will. During the filming of our documentary, I've had the opportunity to meet folks from the first generation of furries. They literally created the fandom, furry cons, art sites, and communities to help us thrive today. I bet y'all didn't know this, but the fandom has been around since the late 70s. I think the issue is less about age and more about our behavior as a community. There's no harm in being respectful of self-expression, and it takes very little effort on all sides to do so. Okay, so this is both really creepy and freaking hilarious. It puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again. Channeling some Ted Levine there. It does have a good point though. Using poodling as an element of your performance and character will help enhance it. Yeah, so moving on. Oh my god, so I totally picked this tweet because I adore the art. And I mean, they do have a point. It does make one hell of a disguise. I'm not condoning any criminal mischief here, just that it makes a really good disguise. It's like something out of Point Break, except with fursuits. Can you imagine how weird that'd be? Pause up, this is a foxery! I feel like I went a little off topic on this one. Spite poodling, oh my god. This should so be a thing, just like passive-aggressive poodling whenever someone is being a butt about it. Oh, I am so mad at you! Poodles. Next time Chip grumps, I will straight up poodle him into submission. Whenever I get some weird message in my inbox, poodles. So many poodles! Poodles for everyone! Okay, I know, Chip is my husband, but he always makes really good points on topics like this. Honestly, he's right. Let me tell you a little story. When I first got into suiting, I thought the only way to suit was as a full suit, because that's all everyone did. I found it to be too restrictive and exhausting for my style of performance, so I began parceling and dressing up as my character. For me, parceling was way more immersive and fun because I was being myself and having fun. I got some flack for suiting like that, not unlike folks who've caught flack for, I don't know, wearing pup hoods, poodling, or anything else for that matter. Furry is a really personal experience. It's individualistic. Because of that, there will always be things that might not fit into our experience in the community. Instead of throwing shade, try to understand. Don't force your values on others and understand that it is okay to have a different opinion. So why would someone poodle? Well, there's a dozen reasons why someone might choose to wear a suit like that, so I will list some of them out now. Because it's too hot out, because they can't afford sleeves to their suit, because their maker is still working on the body, because a full suit costs too much, because they bought a partial at a con and don't have clothes to make it more partially, because it's easier to move than a full suit, because they want to dance and not pass out, because their full suit is drying, because they can. The reality is that it's not up to conventions or individuals to dictate how someone might want to wear their fursuit. It's up to that person and that person alone. Suiting is both a performance and a form of expression. My suit Ash is only a partial. Does that make suiting as Ash less valid or fun if I do it all poodly? Not at all. It's just as fun as going out in Lyra as a full suit. Why? Because it's about having fun, meeting people, making friends, and just enjoying the convention. I live for those moments. It's what keeps me coming back to our events year after year. Oh my god, that was a mouthful. There are so many ways to get into and out of suit, and a bajillion ways to wear it. Like, this is such a non-issue, people. I think this is a top secret plot by the furry Illuminati to create chaos while they implement the feline strategy to take over the fandom. The evidence was in front of us this whole time. We must act now to save the doggos. I mean, because that literally makes more sense than, I don't know, letting someone express themselves. Let's jump to a little segment I call Ask a Full Suitor. It's not actually called that, I just made it up. Anyways, joining us today on the show are a couple of suitors. Today we'll be asking them some questions and they will be answering them.
I'm Chip Fox. I'm mainly just a fox with a black stripe on my back, and I'm married to a very special coyote. Aww. I think my favorite part about fursuiting is that you can become your character and sort of at least have a small amount of time where you can actually become that character you've always wanted to be. Even if it's temporary, you still are able to become that character, no matter if it's at a party or at a convention or just hanging out with friends. I have heard of poodling. Poodling is where you just have hand paws and normally a head on and maybe not even a jacket or anything else, just short sleeve shirts. I can't remember if I have poodled or not. I don't think I have, since I've always had either a partial fursuit or a full fursuit. So I didn't have the need to poodle, but if I ever did, I think it would be just to cool off or just temporarily do something real quick. I don't see anything wrong with poodling. I just think it's one way to express yourself. Full suiting, for me personally, feels a little more immersive because I can be that character completely. Whereas poodling, I feel like it's more costuming, where you're just putting on a head and running around having fun, but not necessarily becoming that character. But you know, it's different for everybody. They can have a different experience. Yeah, I think poodling would be a more casual way to fursuit. Poodling definitely has that more casual vibe when you don't really fully become a furry. You don't necessarily fully encapsulate that character. It might require a little more performative action, actually, I think. When you're poodling, you might have to work a little harder to become that character, which could be an interesting experience too. I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, either way, if you full suit or poodle, I don't think it matters as long as you're enjoying yourself. The costumes are definitely all about fun. Is poodling destroying the moral fabric of the fandom? I'd have to say no. It'd be kind of funny if it did. That'd be kind of hilarious. Like poodling is destroying the furry fandom. It's just taking off part of your fursuit, so I don't think so. I mean, people run around the fursuit lounge with half a fursuit on. It's okay. I've seen people do it in the lobbies at conventions, at parties, whatever. You just have to take it off sometimes. You can't wear a whole fursuit all the time. So I think it's just normal. Person to person, the feline invasion, I am not sure. That sounds like some kind of wild conspiracy to me. Oh man. If the feline invasion is real, not much time at all. Cats have sharp claws. I think there's a lot of made up nonsense out there. Definitely. That could be some major made up nonsense. Is this a real show?
Of course it's a real show.
I don't think this is a real show.
There you have it, folks. The first and last ever Ask a Full Suitor. DVDs and autographs will be sold wherever you can buy DVDs and autographs still. Now's a good time to talk a bit about what we can do better as a community. Rather than jumping to conclusions or just reacting to a situation without understanding its context, we should spend some time exploring it. Try and see the issues from the other side and ask yourself why they're doing what they're doing. And understand that while it might not be something that you like, it's not about you. Let them be themselves and express themselves in the ways that they feel most comfortable. There is no right or wrong way to fursuit. Above all, you should be having fun. If there's one thing that I've learned from everything that I've done this year, it's that the fandom is such an incredibly diverse place. We should celebrate that diversity in all its forms. I think that's about all I have time for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to check out my Patreon. $1 a month is worth more than watching all the ads on my channel. Also, don't forget to hit that like button and notification button if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you aren't already. As always, let me know what you think in the comments section below, and please be kind. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Alright, so I decided to do a special outro for my patrons because of how much y'all have helped me out over this year. I couldn't do this without you. How this will work is that from now on, I will read out the names of all my patrons from superfans down to my early access tier with each of my videos. Hopefully I won't butcher the names too bad. I promise I will try my very best. So, starting with my superfans, we have Diana DePry, Wolf Ryder, Billy Dexter, Elliot Excel, Cutter. Thank you all so much for contributing to the growth of this channel. It means the world to me. Next we have my fan tier with Dan Fox, Nova Halvern, Solace the Wolf. Y'all are amazing, thank you! And finally we have my early access tier with Scaleth, Shadowfaxy, Tyler Furlong, Tara the Lioness, Edith Everett, Captain Bluetooth, Cockernell, Katie Rose, That One Canadian, Nate Latham, Runes and Kaz, Husky Heroine, JD Locklead, and Mitsukatsa Wild Rose. Thank you all so much for contributing to the channel. In case any of you are interested in becoming a patron, I do offer 3 rewards tiers: Early Access, which gives you access to videos like these ahead of their release and your name featured in the credits; Fan, which gets you a signed fursuit photo of me, thank you note, and everything from the Early Access tier; and finally Superfan, which allows you to have one of your questions featured on Ask Ash, as well as everything from the previous 2 tiers. Beyond all this, I will be revamping my Patreon in the coming months and adding some extra cool prizes and perks tiers, so keep your eyes peeled. Check out my Patreon at patreon.com/ashcoyote. The link is in the description below.